بالعالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم يا ربي بجاه سيدنا محمد ابن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اجمع بيني وبين سيدنا محمد ابن عبد الله في الدنيا قبل الآخرة. All praise to Allah the Almighty. Salutations, Durood and Salam on the best of creation, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Inshallah, we will go through the recap, a very brief recap on the methodology that we did yesterday. And today we will then do the actual practice of it and practice to transfer into the spiritual world. Now, just to bear in mind that this will be your first practice session for the new people. Again, stay relaxed, let's go with the flow. We have got another, I think, 7 to 8 days doing this. So do not be so hard on yourselves. This is now the beginning of the practice. So we're not expecting you to start to have the experience. Yes, it's through the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If it opens, it opens. But the expectation is by the time we've had a few sessions and you get used to the order and the methodology, you'll be able to relay better your thinking, your imagination, as well as your spiritual experiences. Everybody rested well?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah. As Brother Zafar mentioned, everybody should have done their prayer of need by now, the 2 rakat nafil. If you haven't, make the intentions. Just to be at ease now, make the intentions to do it afterwards. But what's the biggest intention to make right now? For the pleasure of Allah. So start to make those intentions if you haven't done so already. And what's the next thing you do? Or what do you do with the intentions? That's right. Bring the 3 keys into mind. The Allah, the Exalted, is with me. You can come with me just to show that you're awake. With me, seeing me, hearing me. Okay? And again, with the practical session, the first few sessions will be guided and will remind you each change of spiritual center, the taif, just to bring yourself back into the huzuri, back into the presence. And the next one, the amal of protection. Again, we will prompt you when we do the actual session now to do your amal of protection. Surah Fatiha once, Ayatul Kursi once, and the 3 kuls 3 times in order. Okay? Then you blow in your hands. So you blow in your hands like this. Then you start from here. You rub over your head, your face, and throughout your body like this. Okay? Same as you do just before you go to sleep. Then the 3 states to enter. Again, just for time, just together now. What's the first state you enter? Humbleness. Second state you enter? Gratefulness. Shukr. Third one? Reliance. And this is a time and during rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just to remind yourself. You do your part. You've learned the methodology. You practice the methodology. But when the opening happens, the reliance is on none other than Allah. We adopt the means. We follow the means. We link ourselves to the teacher. But we leave the matter to Allah. And the starting amals, 1 times Bismillah, 3 times Astaghfar, 3 times Durood Sharif, 3 times La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And just to recap, next is the overview first of the colors, the location and the color. So starting from the very bottom one, which is again just together. And where is the red located? Red below the navel. So even if during the practice, if you get confused, we'll remind you, but at least have in mind where you're directing the light. Okay? Next color. Location. Orange, navel. Next color. Location. Stomach, which is between the navel and the chest. Your stomach is here. The next color, location, green, the chest here, at the level of your heart. Next color, light blue, throat. Next one, please. Indigo or dark blue, forehead. And the last one, white. Location, crown of the head, where your turban sits. Any confusion up to now? All straightforward? Now just to recap on the breathing. So you bring into your imagination, your thoughts, the beautiful name of Allah. The beautiful name, just looking at the screen here, the beautiful name of Allah is above your head. Sit comfortably. Like I said, you start off in the Tahashshud Atayatu position, and you imagine the beautiful name of Allah is above your head. And the light is emanating, the nur. Imagine this whole room is lit with nur from the name of Allah. And that nur is collecting together, coming down towards your head, like a beam of light, or the flow or a water flow, coming down upon your head. And when you breathe in, you take a long, deep breath through your nose. At the same time, imagine this nice, beautiful nur, cooling nur is coming down into your head, throughout your whole body, to the tip of your toes, the tip of your fingers. When you breathe out, you exhale. When you breathe out from your mouth, releasing your emotions, any worries, any stresses, anything that is on your mind, whether it's work, business, financial, family project, is this you're giving it to Allah, but releasing it from yourself. And at the same time, you're becoming more and more present that Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Don't worry about the time for now. Depending on the time, we may do it 5 minutes or a few minutes. But the main thing is that, and you're not counting your breaths like the brother asked earlier. The more important thing is you're following through with the imagination, and then you're coming in the presence. So that's the preparation done. Next part is we focus on each spiritual center one at a time. Here you need to remember the color and the location, and whichever color you're focusing on, the beautiful name of Allah, the exalted, is that color, and the nur that's coming from it is that color. So giving the example here now, cleansing of the red spiritual center. So we start off with the lower one. So you imagine now the beautiful name of Allah, the Exalted, is in red color. The nur emanating from it, coming from it, is also red. So when you inhale, you actually imagine you are inhaling, you're breathing in the red nur, and then you breathe it in, it goes directly down to your red spiritual center, which is located below the navel. Now this time, when you breathe out, what happens? Anybody? What do you do with the imagination? That's correct. The light is now exiting from the back. Anybody confused with that? Oh, that's good. So it's exiting. So just look at the screen here. Beautiful name of Allah. As you inhale the red nur, it goes directly to the red spiritual center. The reason we use pipes is just to give an example. It comes into the red spiritual center, and when you breathe out, it exits from behind here, removing any blockages, darkness. Imagine it's energizing and cleansing the red spiritual center. And do not worry if you start to feel heavy, light, tingly. All of this is part of your feedback at the back. You just carry on. And the same again with the orange. This time the beautiful name of Allah, the Exalted, is orange. The nur emanating is orange. You inhale the orange nur, it goes straight down to the navel, where is the orange spiritual center. You breathe out, the light exits from behind with that energizing, cleansing the orange spiritual center. The same with the yellow. The same with the green. The same with the light blue, located at the throat. Now the last two, very subtle difference. This time when you inhale, when you breathe in, the light is coming directly to that spiritual center. Because it's above the mouth and the nose, as you can see here, when you breathe in, the light comes to the front of your forehead, enters into the dark blue spiritual center. The nur is dark blue, spiritual center is dark blue, located at the forehead, enters into the dark blue spiritual center. When you breathe out, imagine it's coming out from behind your head, energizing and cleansing. And the same principle with the white, which is just above your head, the crown of the head. When you inhale, breathe in, the nur comes directly to the front of the spiritual center and exits from behind. Now that's the easiest way to remember is to break it up into three parts. First is the preparation. Second is the individual cleansing of each spiritual center. We're focusing on the major seven here. The next part, the easiest way to remember this, is very similar to the first, the preparation. Where the light is coming directly, think of it coming onto the wide spiritual center on the top of your head. And then it enters throughout your whole body, energizing all the spiritual centers together. When you breathe out, imagine the light is coming up and down, energizing. And with each breath, your body is getting lighter and lighter until it disappears. So imagine your body has now disappeared. If your body has disappeared, what is left? Yes, Lataif, your breath and your spirit. What's the next thing to disappear? Lataif. In which order? Yeah, from the bottom up. And again, sometimes people start to experience already from here. Just go with the flow. If they've all disappeared, you just go with the flow. Don't try to bring them back and reappear, then disappear. Just go with the flow. Once your spiritual centers have disappeared, what remains? The breath and the spirit. Continue with your breathing exercise. Continue with the breathing exercise. What's the next thing you do now? Who remembers? Yeah, that's correct. Imagine reflection. This is now your mode of travel, your spiritual body. So with your imagination, think that your spiritual body, imagine, is in front of you, like a mirror image. Again, don't overthink it. We talked about yesterday. Even if it's just an outline of yourself, like an illuminated outline, that's fine. Sometimes subtle things can happen if you have difficulty. Sometimes people find they transfer into the teacher. That's fine. Just go with the flow. Again, there's no right or wrong, particularly when you're learning. Give the feedback, and let the appointed ustads, whoever's sitting, to either comment on it or not comment on it, or just go with the flow. Okay. So now you have your spiritual body in front of you, a mirror image of yourself. What's the next thing that happens? The golden breath. What is the golden breath? Yeah, that's correct. The golden breath is a breath that you take when you blow your spirit out from your physical body into your spiritual body. So you focus on your breathing. You have your spiritual body in front of you. You focus on your body and you get ready to take that breath. You just give that little bit of an extra push and you blow your spiritual body, your spirit, into your spiritual body. Again, don't get confused. Once we've done, take the transfer or take the golden breath, you do it. Crucial thing here is your mindset. Has it happened? Hasn't it happened? Have that positive approach. I am now in my spiritual body. I am now in my spiritual body. What's the next key thing to do? How do you find the teacher? Imagine, think of the teacher. And then let the imagination flow. What do we not do, brother? Overthink, mashallah. Just let it flow. Again, for the first one, we'll try and describe some of the scenery with you. What's happening. We'll make the intentions to transfer, and then with the teacher's permission, try and visit the great Ghaus Ummi Saint, Sayyiduna Abdul Aziz the Baghri Mullah. But anything can happen. So we go with the flow. So just follow the scenery. If you're already transfer and you're traveling, you carry on. But for the new people, we will try and narrate the scenery. Things can be different, but I'm just saying what our intentions are. Once you're in the spiritual world, we go with the flow. We'll describe the scenery and you invoke your imagination. We'll try and narrate what we see. And then we'll probably do this short practice, transfer, and then when we stay silent, you carry on with your own experience. And you'll be told when to come back. And when you come back, you slowly recite Durood in your heart, seek the permission wherever you are. If you've reached a certain blessed place or in front of a blessed Barzuk, ask the permission, ask the teacher's permission spiritually, and then slowly come back and open your eyes. That's the recap finished. I just leave the image of the teacher here, so this can start to enter into your mind and help with the thinking and imagination. Any questions before we begin?
When you breathe, you have to say zikr or just empty breathe? Empty breathe or anything?
Okay, that's a good question. So you're not reciting anything with your tongue. The brother asked, do we recite anything? Here you're doing everything with the imagination. Yeah? You're remembering Allah. Even the Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me, is with your heart. Your tongue remains silent. Anything else before we start?
Sorry, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I just wanted to ask a question. Basically, when you breathe, does it have to be straight away, or can you just wait a few minutes until you find the actual time, like when you're actually ready for it? I just want to breathe, just find the right moment.
Are you talking about breathing normally or breathing out the spiritual body?
Breathe into the spiritual body, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Normally, if you stop breathing, something else happens.
Yeah, that's right.
You would definitely transfer quite quickly. But you might go blue at the same time.
Yes, that's correct information. Thank you.
Inshallah. Sorry, you have to excuse my humor sometimes. We are from London. And the brother's from London as well, so he understands. So to answer your question, I think I know what you're asking is, you're talking about when to take the golden breath. Yeah. No. You get into your rhythm. Yeah, get into the right moment. And once you're ready, you take that, breathe out. So take that strong breathe. Breathe out. And once you've done that, let it go. Be present in your spiritual body now. What you don't want to be doing, has it happened? Let me try again. Okay? We're not doing that. Okay? Easy. Be easy. Inshallah. And the brother Zafar will now, inshallah, get you to stand up and get everybody organized.
If we stand up and get our blood flow going again, and we need to change our seating position to face this blessed picture here. For those on the chairs, obviously can't turn around on that side. Those in chairs, unless you want to bring your chair on this side, that may be a bit better. So you're facing this blessed picture.
Give the new brothers the opportunity to sit there.
And I would prefer if the brand new brothers can sit closer to the front, and the old people who've been here before to sit behind them. And if we can also and make sure you sit comfortably. Don't just thoda ja pichha ho jaye. No, hey, you're facing this way, but just sit. Because Ustad will sit in there, don't be too close to them, to give them a chance to breathe as well. People on the chair, okay, you're new, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Most important thing is to sit comfortably. And even when you're sitting on the chairs, make sure your chairs are not touching each other, because if you fidget, then you're not disturbing the person next to you. So there's a little bit of a gap between the chairs as well. Even when you're sitting down, don't sit so close to the other person that when you need to cross your legs or change your position, you're not disturbing that person next to you. And if we can really find the best posture, you can change your posture as you're going along. If you can find the best posture that is most comfortable for yourself, because if you're not comfortable, as I've said before, it actually affects your concentration and the whole experience. And if we can minimize getting up and going to the toilet and moving around, please just stay still in one place now. You've had plenty of time to, get ready. I think we're all ready now. Okay, over to yourself, Ustad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم استغفر الله اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي اللهم يا ربي بجاه سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Close that door at the back, please.
سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله في الدنيا قبل الآخرة. If everybody now close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't worry about the time. We'll watch the time and tell you from which part to do and which stage to go through. For now, if everybody closes their eyes, starts to make the intentions for none other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, closeness and pleasure. As you do that, bring the three keys into mind. The three keys into mind. Allah the Exalted is with me. Allah is seeing me. Allah is hearing me. Everybody individually do your protection amals now. Surah Fatiha once, Ayatul Kursi once, and then the three Quls 3 times in order. Then when you're done, blow in your hands, starting from the head, rub over your head and your body. After you blow on your hands. Refresh the presence that Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. We'll start to go through the 3 states. The first being humbleness. Bring humility into yourself by anything that reminds you of that state. Sometimes it helps to think of your sins and knowing our sins. How worthy are we to be sitting here? In the presence. You can also use that to now enter into the state of shukr, gratitude, despite our many shortcomings and sins. How grateful are we to even be given such knowledge and permission Surely one of the lowest levels of shukr is to attribute all blessings, and this blessing particular, to none other than Allah the Exalted. Bring that state into mind of thankfulness. And bring the third state of reliance. For we will do our part, but our reliance, we will do our part in the methodology of our reliance on this travel is in none other than Allah, in Allah the Exalted. For Allah is the doer. We'll do part, move our hands, our mind, our bodies. Allah, you are the true doer. We will do our part. But the openings are in your hands. It is in you who rely. Now as you refresh the presence, Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Start to do the starting amals. Bismillah once. Astaghfar 3 times. Durood Sharif 3 times. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah 3 times. Make sure you're sitting comfortably. If you need to change your position, you can. Now again, this time when you bring the 3 keys to mind, Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Imagine the beautiful name of Allah is above your head, above this majlis. The beautiful name of Allah. As you bring that imagination, thinking stronger, and the presence stronger, imagine the beautiful name of Allah is emanating Noor. Noori Noor everywhere. The whole room is illuminated in the beautiful Noor from the name of Allah. Start to do the first breathing exercise with the preparation. Now imagine that Noor is falling upon your head. And when you breathe in, take a long deep breath in and let the Noor enter into your mind, spread throughout your body, into your bloodstream, into your bones, all the way to the tip of your fingers, to the tip of your toes. Let the Noor enter throughout your whole body, like blowing into a balloon. The Noor enters throughout all your body, nice, cooling, beautiful Noor from the name of Allah. And when you breathe out from your mouth, release all your worries, anxieties, problems. And keep repeating this. Take long, deep breaths. Breathe in the beautiful name enters through your mind, the whole of your body. When you breathe out, release all the worries, darknesses, the zulm. Relax your shoulders. Let your body relax. Just focus on the imagination and the breathing. Long, deep breaths. Start to refresh the three keys of presence. Allah the Exalted is with me, seeing me, hearing me. As you do this, now imagine the beautiful name of Allah. The beautiful name of Allah is in red color. Now we'll focus on the individual cleansing of the spiritual centers. Fully focused. We'll be spending a short time on each. Now this time, when you breathe in, you inhale the red nur from the name of Allah. As you inhale, breathe it in, you go straight to the red spiritual center. which is located below the navel. When you breathe out, the light exits from behind the spiritual center, energizing and cleansing it. So long deep breaths. Red below the navel. Inhale. The red nur goes straight to the red spiritual center below the navel. When you breathe out, the light exits from behind, energizing, cleansing the red spiritual center. Long, deep breaths. Now again refresh. Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Now imagine the beautiful name of Allah is in orange color. The light, the nur emanating from it is orange. Now we're focusing on the cleansing of the orange spiritual center located at the level of the navel. This time when you breathe in the orange nur, and it goes straight to the navel area, energizing, cleansing the orange spiritual center. When you breathe out, all the darkness is being removed from behind the navel. Orange. Long, deep breaths. again, just refresh the three keys. Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Now imagine the beautiful name Allah is in yellow color. Focus on the cleansing of the yellow spiritual center. Yellow located at the level of your stomach, between your navel and chest. This time when you breathe in, inhale the yellow nur from the name of Allah, goes straight down to your stomach area. When you breathe out, the light exits from behind your stomach, energizing, cleansing the yellow spiritual center. Taking long deep breaths. Yellow stomach. Again, refresh the presence. Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Now we focus on the next spiritual centers cleansing, the green, located in your chest, at the level of the heart. Now imagine the beautiful name of Allah is in green color. And you breathe in the green nur, and it goes directly to your chest. When you breathe out, the light exits from behind, removing the darkness, activating, energizing, cleansing the green spiritual center, green chest. Now again, just Just refresh the presence. Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Just imagine the beautiful name of Allah. Imagine it's now in light blue color. Focus on the cleansing of the light blue spiritual center located at the throat. You breathe in the light blue nur, goes directly to your throat, energizing, cleansing the light blue spiritual center. When you breathe out, the light exits from the back of your throat, your neck. Light blue throat. Okay, long, deep breaths. Long, deep breaths, light blue throat. Make the intentions of the tongue sheet to cleanse this further by abstaining from lying, swearing. For if this is blocked, think all others below it are blocked. Make those intentions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can unblock this. Light blue throat. And again, just refresh. Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Now imagine the beautiful name of Allah is in dark blue, indigo color. Purification of the dark blue spiritual center located at the level of the forehead. This time when you breathe in, the dark blue nur name of Allah comes down and goes directly into the front of your forehead. When you breathe out, it exits from behind your head, energizing, cleansing the dark blue spiritual center, fully focused. Dark blue forehead, long, deep breaths. refresh. Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. Now imagine the beautiful name of Allah is white, focused on the cleansing of the wide spiritual center just above the head. When you breathe in, imagine the white nur of the name of Allah enters the wide spiritual center just above your head, enters into the front of it, and when you breathe out, exits from behind it, energizing, cleansing the wide spiritual center. Refresh the presence. Allah is with me, seeing me, hearing me. The beautiful name of Allah is still in white color. Now just like the preparation, this time when you breathe in, the light enters directly onto the top of the white spiritual center, on top of your head, and enters throughout your whole body. Breathe in and the light enters from the top throughout your whole body, energizing all the spiritual centers at once. When you breathe out, the light is going up and down your whole body, in a vertical column. Nice, relaxed, long, deep breaths. Imagine with every breath, your body is getting lighter. Lighter and lighter. To the point it starts to disintegrate and disappear. Imagine your legs have disappeared, your body, your torso, your arms, your head. All of your body has now disappeared. Stay focused on your breathing. Allah is with us, seeing us, hearing us. Long deep breaths. Imagine your whole body has disappeared. What remains now is your breath, spirit, and your spiritual centers. Now one by one, starting from the red, your spiritual centers now disappear. Red is gone. Now the orange, yellow, green, light blue, dark blue, white. All your spiritual centers have now disappeared. What remains is your breath and your spirit. Focus on your breathing. Just your breath and spirit remain. Now start to imagine, create your spiritual body. Think of your self in front of your spiritual body, like looking in the mirror. Even if it's just an outline of yourself, that's fine. Have that thought image. Your spiritual body is in front of you. Now get ready to take the golden breath, where you will blow your spirit into your spiritual body. Stay relaxed, focus on your breathing. When you're ready, take it out. Strong breath out, where you blow your spirit out with your breath into your spiritual body. If you haven't done so, do so now. Take that golden breath. If you have done now, imagine you are in your spiritual body. Forget about whether it's happened or it hasn't happened. Imagine, think you are now in your spiritual body. Now start to think of your teacher as a sub-spirit. As you do that, you see the room is illuminated. As you relax more into your spiritual body, you see a lot of the light is coming from angels. As if we are blessed with many angels in this gathering, sitting in and amongst us. Then through their light, you see an even bright light now coming into this room. The light is now sitting in front of you. The light is that of your teacher, the teacher spirit. They have such a reassuring, welcoming smile on their blessed face. As if automatically your spirit just wants to hug the spirit. Just let it flow. Let your experience flow. But just think and focus on the teacher's beautiful smile. Let your spirit connect. While you're focusing on the light of your teacher, as if all the walls, the ceiling have disappeared around us, we are floating in mid-air. And as we look around us, if the angels have gathered together and lifting us up like a cloud of light, higher and higher into the sky. And as if the teacher spirit is communicating to our heart. Let me take you to my master. And we see this cloud of light that we are upon, connected to our teacher, starts to float. Faster and faster it starts to float and move towards Morocco, Fez, over lands, over the sea. It is a beautiful day in Fez. The sun is out, the sky is blue, some clouds. And as we float down, we are now in front of the blessed Mizar of Sayyiduna Abdul Aziz the Bahagri Mullah. One by one, we start to come off the cloud of light and start to walk towards the Mazar. Some of us are walking on our own feet. Some of us are like children being carried by the teacher. Some of us are holding their hand, some onto their cloak. Some are crawling, crying, but the teacher is encouraging and trying their best to bring all of us together. As we now sit in front of the Blessed Mazar, we are outside and the door is illuminating. The door gets bigger, as if we can see, feel the blessed personality of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz the Bahagri Mullah. We see their hands, see a light from the heavens shining upon them. Their hands are out in supplication, making dua for all of us. We are touched as our names are being mentioned. They are praying for our protection, for our closeness, our families. Teacher mentions you may also connect to this prayer. Pray for whatever you want to pray through the wasila. Pray to Allah in this blessed place through the wasila. Ask for whatever you want to ask for. I will now remain silent and you do as the teacher has instructed and let your experience flow. slowly, with permission, even though some of our spirits may not want to, seek permission from the teacher, from the buzuks, wherever you have reached. Seek permission to slowly come back. Start to recite Durud in your heart. Slowly come back to your bodies and then open your eyes. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Nabiyil Ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina. So you can all, inshallah, open your eyes now. Just go around with the mic.
Somebody switch the lights on, please, at the back. Okay, inshallah, this is an opportunity for you now to give your feedback as to what you've experienced or what you've not experienced. Either way, if anybody has struggled or whatever they want to share, please do not be shy. And as I've said before, this is beneficial for other people as well. Whatever you share, other people will be listening for their benefit as well. So let's have a show of hands of who would like to go first.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Initially, once we did all the amals and I was imagining the white light with Allah's name on, I was struggling to concentrate initially. But with perseverance, with constantly thinking about it, alhamdulillah, I overcame that blockage. I was able to inhale the white light, and alhamdulillah, I felt like I wasn't in my body. Even with all the spiritual centers, I was breathing in, I was imagining everything, but I didn't feel I was there in that moment. I felt my body was light, and even though I was still breathing, I didn't feel physically in my body. And then, alhamdulillah, everything progressed as it did. And it was quite emotional, actually, just being in that moment, feeling it. And then once we did the golden breath, we transferred. And alhamdulillah, I was able to visualize the Sheikh Saab in the room. I managed to hug him. And it was as if he was smiling and he was holding my hand. And we transferred. Initially, we went to Morocco. And then afterwards, I imagined that we went to my grandparents' graves and we prayed together. And at that moment, I didn't feel like coming back, actually. I just wanted to stay there.
This is your first time? Or?
First time,
yeah. Subhanallah. MashaAllah. Mubarak to you. I mean, what more can one say? To be honest with you, this is supposed to be like a practice. Alhamdulillah, the barakat is from thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we thank our teacher for giving us such permission, blessing. So, Mubarak, and the thing is to do shukr on this, is to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this blessing and opening. May Allah bless you more, keep you steadfast, and for you to be a means and inspiration and help for others. I mean, the brother's quite emotional, mashallah. So please, even these good experiences, any difficulties, please do mention as well. So this is an opportunity for particularly the new brothers to mention as well. So we normally give you a chance to volunteer. We can pick you as well, inshallah.
Okay, if you would like to raise your hands.
You're going to pick me. My experience.
Sorry.
So once I had pictured the lataifs, after I'd gone through the amals, my whole body became quite light, and I felt I was, almost in a dizziness, almost, like this. Felt weird. And then we went through the cleanliness of the lataifs and the breathing. When I transferred my spirit into my spiritual body, I lost concentration there a little bit. I couldn't concentrate. I was like almost in and out of that state. A couple of friends came to my mind that I knew. It was quite confusing, and I imagine Sheikh Saab and that the imagery came to my mind, and that calmed me down, and we went to Fez, and it was all quite vivid. So that's all I have to share.
Thank you, mashallah. Just to comment on your, stay with the mic. So when you transferred, you felt dizzy, lost, and so this can happen. See, what the brother did was he transferred, alhamdulillah. Then he waited, see what happens. And the friends that you came, were they friends you meet regular or in the past? So these emotions and thoughts came into mind in the spiritual world, where to go next. But what he did was, what the solution was when this happens. What is it you did?
I imagined the Sheikh.
The Sheikh?
Yeah, the teacher.
So at that, just before that, you probably forgot to imagine.
That's right.
The teacher.
Yeah.
So if you had stopped there, that would have been the answer, but you came up with the answer yourself. MashaAllah. So that's just a good lesson for all of us as well. So remember the whole point of the guide. The spiritual world is vast. You can very easily get lost into that. And that's a beautiful explanation, the way the brother explained transferring.
Because the friends, my friends, they're really good friends. They just came to my mind. I wasn't thinking about them. I was obviously meditating and doing the cleanliness, and it just came to my mind. And then I thought of the Sheikh.
Yeah,
and I just
this also has a meaning in there as well. And so those friends that came to your mind, is if the Mashaykhs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you that they will also benefit from this path. And then immediately the teacher comes and says, all of these things are happening automatically, not in your control. So that's almost the third level happening. And there's a message in there, not just yourself, but these friends. So share them. So when the teacher comes, share them the teachings of the teacher. Not only will they benefit, but they will also be a support for you as well. Good company, support, doing things together on this journey towards the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
And any new brothers you want to hear from? Unless any of the other Ustads want to comment or... This is good to get more feedback as well from the new brothers.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My experience probably because I'm a new and I've not faced this before. As we were doing taking the Allah's name through the breath, because our teacher was with us, yourself. As the time came to put the golden breath, I found my body was aching. I felt very uncomfortable. But during that time, I felt like we were in the sky or something, going very speedy. but then I've lost. Far as the darbar, I saw the teacher, our Hazrat is busy with other people. I am finding difficulties getting near to him. Then I remember my father. I could see him very distant, but I cannot go near him. But everything happened is beyond my explainable, but it's not bright as I would like to see it. See, my eyes are still closed, but I wanted to see more clearly, but I couldn't. But I was enjoying the journey same time. But in one stage I found as from the golden breath, I felt my body was aching so much, I might collapse, something like this. That is my experience.
MashaAllah. So we all have different natures. So MashaAllah, this is a good, positive experience and shows your eagerness as well. And the heaviness sometimes is the spirit leaving and the body catching up, getting used to it. So you will inshallah get used to this. Now, in regards to having difficulties connecting with the teacher, so in regards to the objective of seeing and tasting, you've achieved that on your first sitting. Now, the lesson here for yourself is to focus on the means into the spiritual world. The means is the teacher. So sometimes it's good to focus on them and go with the adabs. The spiritual world's even more so. You have adabs of your teachers here, whether it's school here, but in the spiritual world it even becomes even more subtle. Your access to your blessed father is passed on in the barzakh. Yeah, and you want to meet them, you want to meet the barzakhs. Sometimes it's like we're there, but then this is why the first thing we say is connect with your teacher. Not later on. First thing we say. So it's through their permission and through their prism and through their light you would have permission to meet, if Allah wills, the barzakhs, your blessed father. So, mashallah, Mubarak, very positive experience. And just now, just to align yourself. But when you're new to this, and it's, I say this politely, it's like a child who's new to spiritual. When the spirit is born, it's like a child. When you open up a child to a candy shop, they want everything. Then they'll come back later to your mum and dad. Please, can I have the money to buy this? Does the example help?
Yes.
MashaAllah. How are we doing for time?
One more quick one. One more quick one. One near me, so I don't have to get up.
Behind you, this one.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I think this time I have more experience than the last retreat. So when I was doing these Lataif, I was feeling a bit dizzy. I think few episodes when I thought, oh, I'm going to fall probably. But I continued. It wasn't a sleep as such, it was just dizziness and continued. I think I was quick to find Sheikh Sahib and we just went away earlier than your instruction actually. And we went to Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabau's Mazar and chat with him, had some advice from him. And then we went to the Prophet, peace be upon him, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, stayed there, ate some dates with him. Although this is a Siyam, but and dates and the apples. And then we went to the Masjid al-Aqsa, had 2 rakah nafil there. And while there was some time actually, we went to Sayyidina Ibrahim al-Islam and we were talking to him when we said we need to come back. and we came back.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Mubarak. And if you don't mind me saying, brother was having difficulties before.
Yes.
And he got some advice from the teacher. And when it's your appointed time, eh?
Yeah.
Not in your appointed times, you've received gifts. So, mashallah, I think there's nothing more to comment on that. But even listening to yourself with the blockages and this opening up is shukr. Those who listen to this. And now you'll appreciate it more. Where you tried, so you come to, am I correct, you came to a retreat before?
Yes.
And it was difficult.
It was, yeah.
You couldn't break through. So alhamdulillah. So Mubarak on your breakthrough. And that's correct. Because you already practiced these spiritual centers. And it was just a matter of having that permission and your timing to open up. And when it's happened before, you did the right thing, you carry on with your journey. MashaAllah.
Jazakallah.
MashaAllah, I know Dr. Shahid for a short period of time. We have these retreats pretty much every month for the last 1 year in different towns, in London and Birmingham. And the last one we had before Ramadan was in April in Bradford. So he came from London to join us there. And mashallah, like many brothers have naturally, because like yourself, he's a professional person, so he has lots of questions. He kept asking questions. Every time he stopped us, oh no, I've got this question, that question, asking the teacher who was present as well. And even after that, the key thing is he kept in touch with us as well. He's asking, experiences, any questions and so on. And so naturally, as human nature, sometimes you get a bit frustrated, or what's happening. And I would say, is a classic example where he used to say, oh, it's all my imagination, it's in my mind control. How can I go beyond this? And we start whether just be patient, carry on, it will happen. And I think even today, this time, you asked the teacher as well. Yeah. That's your point of the question. So that was, I think, less than 24 hours ago, you asked. And now 24 hours later, you practiced, and now you're happy. You now can, I
felt it.
Verbally,
I felt it.
I still explain to you verbally what's
yes, I felt it actually.
You felt it yourself. So I'll say, mashallah, congratulations to you, mashallah, well done. It's a short period. I think 20th of April we sat, and today is, almost just a month and a bit, 29th today. So in like 39 days, you achieved what you wanted to achieve as well. The background was already there, but you were not convinced by yourself. Now you are. And that's why we said, just believe in it and carry on. And you said, okay, I'll follow your instructions. Well, now you've tasted something that you were looking for all this time, mashallah.
I'm really thankful for all of you, actually. It's a really good experience, yeah.
So this is why I'm mentioning a bit of a detail about this, is because I know many people will be sat here in a similar situation. And I also encouraged him that we also advised that he should sit in at least 3 retreats. So he sat in the last one, he came in, this is the second one. After 3 retreats, then he become quite strong and established as well. So if you think, I've already seen something, or it's only very vague, like our honorable brother was saying, uncle was saying, then what happens is then you practice more sessions and then more retreats, then it becomes better and better as well. Obviously, also that goes with the fact that you then practice at home regularly as well. So that the training is taking place, inshallah.
It's about 9 minutes left to Jamaat, so I think we better break up.
Okay. The brother behind you had his hands up. Did you want to have any difficulties?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So I think throughout the process, I was having difficulty with remembering the name of Allah above my head and visualizing the colours. So for example, some of the lower colours, I was working harder trying to remember them, but some of the ones above, they were a bit clearer. And then when it came to so throughout the whole process I was feeling lighter and lighter until the end. But when it came to the golden breath, I think I kind of got lost. So I just tried to imagine the rest of the process.
Okay, that's
so as you were narrating it.
Okay, what do you think the issue was when you got lost? We've touched on it earlier.
I'm not really sure. I was just feeling really light. So I tried to remember the teacher, but then as you were narrating, so going to Morocco, so I just tried to imagine that.
Okay, so were you able to imagine that through?
Yeah, I was able to imagine that process, yeah. And then when you said just go with the flow, I was just feeling light until the end, until we came back.
You're feeling?
Just really light. My body was getting light.
Lighting. That's fine, mashallah. That's good. Again, every time you feel, once you've done the golden breath and you transferred, that's the time to then start to think about the teacher. Establish that connection and then let it go with the flow. Okay, so the next session will inshallah get easier for you. And the lightness, the tingling, these are all things happening when the spirit is getting ready to transfer. MashaAllah. Okay. Inshallah, I know there's many other people who want to give their feedback. So we'll have more sessions like this. And again, I will encourage, just like the new brothers have here, don't be shy. We want to hear from those who've been having difficulties. That's what the Ustads are here for, to help. And it is good to do this publicly as well. It will help you and it will help others as well. Okay? Inshallah. Thank you.
Okay. Jazakallah.